First of all, happy Halloween, everybody. Today I tried to go get my voting on, and when I got to the early voting station, the line was literally around the building, so I said, fuck that, I'll come back later on, so I'll try and get it done tomorrow. Those of you that are of age, make sure that you do vote, whether you do it early or you do it during your regular voting time, but just make sure you get it done. Now, what I want to talk about today, seeing that it's voting season, is going to talk about some of the issues that are going on between the Obama, Romney camps, whatever it is. Regardless of whether you're Democrat, Republican, you like Romney, you like Obama, there's one thing I wanted to just say, because either way, whatever candidate goes on to office, it makes no difference to me at this point. Romney going into office will benefit me more from a tax standpoint, obviously a tax cut standpoint, but I do want to point out that there are some attacks that are going towards Obama that I just think are just completely unfounded. For example, this whole economic situation that we're in, it was handed down to the Democratic camp when obviously the post-Bush era and going into the Obama area. Now, most people say, well, the past 4 years has sucked, unemployment's gone through the roof, welfare benefits have just been squandered, there's no money coming in, gas prices have gone up, all this stuff has been happening. People forget that you had a full-blown collapse of the economic system of the United States of America. Now, if you think you can fix that in 4 years, you're smoking weed. I don't care if you're Warren Buffett, the smartest person in the world couldn't fix that problem, because what happens is that when the banks collapse, what happens is that all the money that small corporations, big corporations, and mid corporations were using, i.e. their lines of credit, automatically were shut off. This is one of the problems. They're completely shut off. Banks then went ahead and doubled the interest rate not only on credit cards which are passed down to consumers, but also on anything that had variable debt. So people that had variable mortgages, they got screwed. Because companies no longer have money to float to do construction, for example, if you use, for example, the general contractors, because they no longer had the money to front the cost of construction, then you had to let go of employees. The only way that this system is going to get fixed is if more money is infused into the system. Now, what happens is that the government makes their money off charging taxes. If companies are producing less because they have less work for less income, that means that the government has less money to utilize to infuse the economy so that there can be money being lent back into corporations and small businesses so that they can continue with the work and they can continue having the workforce in place. The only other option that you have aside from that is you have to borrow money to try and jumpstart that. And then you need a distribution channel to distribute that money, which is what the administration tried to do. They borrow money from the Federal Reserve, they give it to the banks so the banks can release the funds over to the middle class, lower class, upper class, whatever, small businesses and medium businesses. That never happened, so you can't impact the unemployment rate unless small businesses hire people back. And the only way that they do it is by having goods that they produce on a large scale that gets sold, that brings money in. That means that if they're selling at the rate that they're producing, chances are that they can probably increase production, which in change will increase their income, which in change will require them to hire people back. Now, if you can't create that, which is only by money infusions and supply and demand, I don't care who you are, it's just not going to get fixed. Now, the time was that you have to kind of float the economy for the time being. You just can't bankrupt completely the U.S. all over again and then basically bring the economy to a screeching halt by not having money. So when you don't have it to infuse, you have to borrow it. There's no other way around it. You either borrow the money or you kind of hang yourself and you call it a day. So the president, in this case Obama, did what he had to do, and any other president in that position would do the same. So with that being said, I just wanted to kind of put that out there for people that are kind of looking at the camps and some of the points of views out there and some of the talking points. I'm trying to not stay too close to it, only because on both sides, there's valid points. There's valid points if you're in the middle class, lower class, and there's valid points if you're in the upper class. That's how people basically choose who they're going to go with as far as the candidate is concerned, based on what benefits they're going to get based on what class level they are at. So if that's what you need to utilize to make your decision, then make sure you read over the talking points. Make sure that you believe what they're telling you, because remember, politicians will tell you something and they won't fully deliver. And it happens with every single politician. I don't care if they're independent, Democratic, or Republican. Just make sure that your decision is made on informed decisions. So I'm sorry for taking so long to put a video out. As you guys know, I am working. My hours are crazy, and when I do have time off, I really just want to relax. I'll try and make 2 topics today and upload them today so you guys have something to at least hang your hat on, and I'll try to do it on my day off, which as of right now, there's Sundays and Mondays, so on my days off, I'll try and just kind of come up with a topic and put it up for you guys, but just don't hold me to it just because work is really kicking my ass. So until then, take care. Talk to you guys soon.